So today's story time is brought to you by the Closter Public Library and me, Lupita O'Brien. And I'm Miss Lupita for everybody. And hello. Are you waving? Hello. I hope everybody's there. Okay. Our story today is Duck and Goose Go to the Beach. So that's going to be a fun story. I hope you all enjoy it. Okay, let's start. There we go. So, Duck and Goose Go to the Beach is written and illustrated by Tad Hills, and it's published by Schwartz and Wade Books. It was written in the copyright of 2014. Okay. So here's our first page. There is Duck, and Duck goes quack quack, and Goose is lying down with his orange hat, and he goes honk honk, because he's a goose. Don't you just love it here, Duck? Honk honk. The two friends relaxed in the early morning sun and listened to the hum of the meadow. Butterflies flirted and grass swished in the breeze. Yes, I do, quack quack. Let's never leave, said Goose. Suddenly, Duck jumped up. You just gave me a great idea, Goose, he quacked. Let's leave. Let's go away. What? Honk honk. Away, let's take a trip. Oh, a trip sounds far away. I like close. We could go on an adventure, quack quack. An adventure? That sounds scary. Honk honk. Come on, Goose. A hike might be fun. Quack 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 quack. A hike, said Goose. That sounds like a fine way to twist your ankle. Duck sighed. He gazed across the meadow towards a distant hill and began walking. Goose followed. I will walk, but I will not hike, he grumbled. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Why would anyone want to leave this meadow? Goose wondered aloud. It has everything right here, like this stump and this hollow log, the gurgling stream, our ball, and the lily pond, of course. And don't forget the shadowy thicket. Duck and Goose floated along the stream they had never floated along before. They walked by a pile of stones they'd never walked by before, and past the biggest tree they'd ever seen. They walked across fields and up and down hills. By the time Goose reached the top of the highest hill, Duck was already gazing off into the distance. What's that? Quack, 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 quack. Could it be the beach? Honk, honk. Duck's tail twitched with excitement. I'm pretty sure I love the beach. You've been to the beach? Asked Goose. No, not yet, said Duck, and he took off down the hill. Follow me, Goose. We're going to the beach. Goose chased after Duck. But Duck, we already had our adventure. Honk, honk, honk. Wait, he shouted. Slow down. Honk, honk, honk. But Duck did not slow down. Goose followed him through the brambles and the tall grass until finally Duck stopped. I think we've arrived at the beach, said Duck. Oh my, the beach is loud, yelled Duck over the sound of the waves. I can barely hear my own quack. Goose stared at the vast stretch of sky and sand and sea. "It's magnificent," he said. "Oh dear, the beach has so much water," quacked the duck. "I feel tiny." "Have you ever seen so much sand?" honked the goose. "It's getting in my feathers and it's too hot on my feet," said Duck. "Let's go." "Go swimming?" "Good idea, Duck," said the goose, and he raced off to the water's edge. "No, Goose, wait for me." Duck dipped his hot feet in the water. "Goose, you know these waves are very..." "These waves are very fun? Is that what you were going to say, Duck?" honked Goose. "No, not exactly." The two friends strolled along the beach. They met the locals. Some were friendly. Others were not. Some were shy. Others were not. Goose thought he might enjoy searching for sea creatures under the rocks and seaweed. He did not. "Be careful, Goose. You don't know what's in there," Duck quacked. "Quack, quack, quack, quack." They built a drip castle. And they listened to the gentle roar of the ocean from deep within a seashell. It made Duck homesick. "It sounds just like the gurgling stream," he quacked, quack, quack, quack. Later in the day, when the sand had cooled and the waves had settled, Duck and Goose relaxed. "I like the smell of the beach," Goose said. "Me too," Duck agreed, "but not as much as the meadow." "Well, there's no place like the meadow," honked Goose. "That's very true," said Duck. So, in the late afternoon, Duck and Goose followed their long shadow home. They talked about their exciting day, about the friends they met. They talked about the hot sand and the cool water, the noisy crashy waves, and the quiet tidal pools. Back at the meadow at last, they watched the sun set, birds sang, and grass swished in the breeze. They both agreed that it was nice to be home. "Duck, where should we go next?" he asked. Duck closed his eyes. "How about to sleep?" The end. I hope you liked it. That was a fun story, and it was all about the beach and about two good friends, Duck and Goose. And at first, Duck was the adventurous one. He wanted to go searching for the beach. But then when they got there, he got a little timid. And then Goose jumped in and he was like, "I love the beach. I want to go in there and go swimming." And even when he got crashed by a wave, he thought it was fun. So it was a good story. And of course, they went back home. So I hope you liked it. And I hope you come and join me for story time again. We'll have another story time on Thursday. See you then. Bye.